welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about.
Who doesn't remember that from Welcome Back, Carter? I thought that was perfect. Welcome back, Carter. We are back.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, I do.
You don't remember Welcome Back, Carter?
I do.
Anyway, we are back.
We are back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please share. And if you, I got something in my eye. And if you're not catching this live, you can also watch our replay. So,
no, let me tell the story. Okay, so
tell the story.
We are swamped. Okay, as far as the work, the kids. I mean, we are just swamped. So we said, okay, we're going to take a small break, so we can just get everything in order. Everything was just crazy. And then that break became,
a longer break.
We got more work and more work.
Yes.
What are we going to do? What up, y'all, baby?
What's up, baby?
Baby.
Baby is your real name, which is interesting.
Okay, now let me all right. See, I don't want to diverge, but let me just say, I called James Bebe one day, and my wife was like, "Why do you call him Bebe?" I'm like, "Cause that's his name." She was like, "Yeah, like his college nickname." Right. I'm like, "No, Bebe Miz, that's Bebe's name. I mean, that's Bebe's name. He showed us that that's his name." But I digress. Okay, so yeah, a little layover turned to a bigger layover, and like I said, it's a good thing because as you know, we kind of own our own businesses and do consulting and things of that nature. So that stuff on the side was taken off. I took a new job that is to a certain degree demanding more responsibility. So I don't want to say more responsibility, about the same responsibility, just in a different atmosphere. But so we kind of put it off. But, and I kid you not, whenever we went to like family functions or out with friends or just hanging with some people, they would say, "What happened to the podcast? We love the podcast. We always checked it out. You guys aren't doing it anymore?" And we honestly didn't have an answer. We were like, I don't know.
Yeah, because it does, even though it's just 1 hour a week, it does demand some time, but we realize how important it is for us to be on here to highlight and to help entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, showcase leaders and, people that are doing their thing, and also providing resources to our listeners and our viewers that, if someone like myself, born homeless outside the refugee camps of Thailand, and someone like my husband, who was born in the inner cities of Detroit, growing up in the D, if we are able to prosper and be successful, we want to be able to pour back into anyone that is in need of our assistance, anybody that could use a hand-holding to also uplift our communities. So we bring to you our business networks and our business relationships and people that we know that will bring you value into different industries that they're in, bringing you resources that will help you prosper to the next level, and also while bringing fun and culture into the mix.
And that was kind of a tipping point to this as well. So we this isn't like our regular episode. Usually we'll have a small business owner or entrepreneur or community leader come in and talk for a half hour, and in between that we'll give you guys information, we'll joke around, we'll have fun, and we'll have little skits in between. But what I wanted to do this time is just let you guys know we're back, let you know why we're back, let you know what to expect out of our new format. I mean, we've totally revamped everything. You're looking at Blasian Soul Podcast. Be on the lookout for Blasian Soul Foods, Blasian Soul Apparel. I mean, we've really put some time and effort into this to make it really kind of
the time that we don't have.
The time that we don't have. Yeah, very, very.
Oh my goodness.
One thing we were going to do, one of the episodes or skits that we're going to do is we're going to give a little bit of culture back. So I told her, pick a word each week. say the word in your native tongue, then explain what it means. So, it'll be kind of fun to have a learning experience.
Yes.
But then it got back to me. And
yes.
I was like, well, in my opinion, the Black culture in America is kind of a culture unto itself. It's a subculture that we have developed over time. So that's the only culture I know. And she was like, yeah, but you always talk about, we went to Egypt, it's the motherland. So that got us to thinking. I'm like, you know what? It would be interesting to research,
yes,
both of our backgrounds. So one of the skits or episodes I think we'll have is starting next week. We're going to, I'm not going to say what company we're going to use because they're
free advertising.
Yeah, they're not sponsoring us, so I'm not giving them any free pub. But we're going to research our backgrounds. I might not be from where I thought I'm from, and she might not be either. So I thought that
might not be Lao.
You could be Thai. You
could be maybe.
There's
different things that I could be.
Yeah, without a doubt, but
who can make a guess though? Where we're really from? Because there's
I'm
a little bit different.
I'm a king from Egypt.
King from Egypt.
Yeah, I'm a king from Egypt. But
gotcha.
So that would be fun to see if we can do that. Find out our backgrounds. If anybody wants to join in, shoot me an email or DM me on Facebook, and we can all do this together and kind of explore this together. But those are the type of things that kind of made us come back. It's like things like that, and like she said, we'll be giving business tips and resources. We know so many small business owners that are willing to give a lot of their time and energy to people because they want to get their name out, they want to get their brand out. So last year during tax time, we had some tax professionals come in and kind of school you guys to how to do your taxes or tips on how to do your taxes. We've had lawyers on here, attorneys that tell you about immigration and all sorts of things. So
therapists and counseling centers,
definitely
people that can definitely help you out. And speaking of therapists, counseling centers, we did just help launch a nonprofit for profit. So go check out the website. It is R&B Counseling Center, rnbcounseling.com. So I will put that in the comments, and I will have, some of the staff come on here and tell you a little bit about it. But basically, it is a free counseling center for minorities and people, low income families and places like that who cannot afford or do not have mental health access. So
very important,
great asset.
Very important cause. And like I said, we've had just a myriad of different guests to come on. We had a sports psychologist that was on that actually he has worked with some NBA professionals, some NFL professionals. So we've ran the gamut, and I think it is important for us to kind of get back to that. You've seen some of our promos out there. We had Raymond Gant, who's like a mentor. Everybody who went to Ferris, Raymond Gant was your mentor in some form or capacity. So just to have that backing and those people saying, you know what, why not? You guys continue doing what you're doing. It was good. It was appreciated. So we're going to be back, and it's going to be some fun times as well. We're going to do some skits. I'm going to teach her. Let me tell you.
Teach me what?
I have been a fan of The Wire.
Yeah, no, it's just.
I have been a fan of The Wire since its inception. I still, like, once a year watch The Wire, just to watch The Wire. And my wife, who's been with me for almost 20 years.
Has anyone seen The Wire?
She's never sat down and watched The Wire. Ever. One of the greatest shows.
What do you mean I've never?
You would sit down for 10 minutes and be like,
because I don't watch any movies.
Haven't you seen this, babe? And I say, yeah, and then you'll just move on forward.
My attention span is like crazy.
Don't tell nobody.
Well, it is. It's okay. You guys can know I'm all over the place because I wear many hats, and so you juggle a lot of things. You don't sometimes have time to sit and watch an hour or so movie.
Man. That's I could have went down a dark path on that, but anyway. So I told her The Wire has tips for life that you should watch it. It's just one of those shows. So I'm going to be giving wire words of wisdom. Okay. And I'm going to give you an example. And I'm trying to think of the name. I shouldn't give an example if I can't give his character's name. Stringer Bell. Stringer Bell was talking to his how can I use the term? His employees. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to tell them that they were being very laid back and lackadaisical about going out and selling his product, whatever his product might be. So he told them a story about a 40-degree day. And he said, no one cares about a 40-degree day. No one cares about average. If it's 50 or 60, guys are out barbecuing. You might wear some shorts. Everybody happy. If it's 20 or 30 degrees, it's cold outside. You got an attitude. You don't want to go outside. But a 40-degree day, no one cares about average is what he's saying. No one cares about a 40-degree day. So be more than average if you're going to work for me. That type of stuff from The Wire, man, cultivated me wholeheartedly. So I'm going to be giving those type of things as well. But okay, that's our daughter telling us. I thought that was actually on the feed. That's our daughter telling us that she's about to bring one of our sons home. Yes. But anyway, so we're gonna have some giveaways. The Wire,
and we're gonna have some fun with sharing about loud people too.
Oh, no doubt. No. I mean, I don't know my background.
He doesn't know. You don't know mine either. Not a whole lot. He doesn't know not a lot about loud culture. Wow. So tell them about this weekend. I had a funeral yesterday, mm-hmm. and I've always told Marcelo that there is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There is.
Check this out.
So in our culture, we do not show affection, right? Public display of affection. Is that what it's called? Yes. Public display of affection. PDA?
Yes.
PDA. Okay. PDA. We do not show public display of affection. And here we are, right, at my family funeral. So if you guys don't know about the Lau funeral, it's like a big ordeal. Marcelo has experienced this with my mom's passing a few years ago, and we just had another family member who passed away, and yet again another, cultural funeral. And in our culture, when someone passes away, it's basically like a huge ordeal where the community comes together for 7 days, 7 nights, or even sometimes more. He passed a couple weeks ago, so there was just ongoing in and out of visitors, people coming to pay their respects, in and out the house, for about maybe 14 days, this seems like this time. However, yesterday after the funeral, Marcelo came over. There was a house full of our elder.
Pause. I didn't come over after your funeral.
No, he was at the funeral too. I'm saying, hi Nina, thank you, babe. Aw. So we were at the family house, and Marcelo knows this, so I think he was just doing this just to like get on me. He kept asking for a kiss, and I'm like, do you not see the Buddha over there like chanting? And then do you not see all the elders just staring at us? You're like the tallest person here, hovering over little 4 or 5 feet loud, elders and everyone else, and you're asking me for a kiss, which means I have to like step on my tippy toes to like. Okay. However, I told him, we can't kiss. It's in public. And so, of course, he was like, we're going to have to talk about this. We're going to have to talk about this. And so I said to him, in my entire life, I've never, ever seen my mom and dad hug or kiss. And so,
what did I say to that?
And we're going to have to hug and kiss all the time in front of our children. Well, and my kids also know that too, Asia and Tia, because so they always, try to kiss me or hug me, because they know that, in my culture, I'm not used to the hugging or the kissing, and because it just was not displayed in our community. And here's Marcelo. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Let me. She has told her side of the story. Now let me tell my
What
side.
is your side?
First and foremost, the Black culture is a
Yes,
very affectionate
it is
culture.
very affectionate
so
culture. I know.
I kiss my wife 5, 6, 7 times a day on average. Okay.
And I'll be like,
no. See,
I
now,
do
now
kiss
she
you
lying.
back. No, I kiss him too.
When we alone, she will go get up under me and I want to cuddle, babe, and give me a kiss and all that stuff when we alone. Okay, but when we're around,
see,
elders,
even my daughter agrees. I'll say, okay, that's enough to her. Like when they try to kiss me so much,
yeah,
it's just sometimes uncomfortable because
she will see. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't grow up like that.
Different story, same situation, because she would get up under me and be like, I want to cuddle, babe, and be mad at, she would be mad at me if I don't cuddle or I'm doing something else or didn't give her a kiss. You ain't gave me a kiss all day. But when we get around her folks, she and I know the culture. So yes, I was messing with her when I was like, I just kept saying, give me a kiss, right? Give me a kiss. So I was messing with her, but it still says, number one, just because it's cultural doesn't mean that it's something that should be upheld. And that goes for the Black culture as well. There's things that we do in the Black culture that, even though it's tried and true tradition, that doesn't mean that it's good and it should be carried forth. It should never be a time that a married couple should feel embarrassed to show their love, flat out. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
You've been with somebody that long that you should never be ashamed or scared or frightened, or whatever terminology you want to use, to not show affection to your loved one. And that would be open for discussion with your mom, your dad, your elders. Is that, hey, different times, different place, different type of marriage, and all I'm showing is the affection to the person that I love.
And here's the other interesting thing about a Lao funeral is that in our culture, when we are sending someone to heaven, per se, at the actual funeral home, we will have Buddha chanting, as well as some of the closer family members are in white gowns, like all white. And basically during that time, it is basically like my husband, he was a Buddha. Have you guys seen Marcelo is a Buddha for my mom's funeral? Marcelo doesn't have to shave his hair because he already has bald head, but he was actually respecting my mom and our culture by becoming a Buddha. So he's 6 foot, higher, hovering over everyone else. He wore the Buddha outfit and did the chanting. And during that time, when at funerals, if I am wearing all white, as they call it, I believe like a white nun, he's the Buddha. We are at that moment when we're blessed in and blessed out. We're not considered husbands and wives. The men cannot touch the women. The women cannot touch the Buddhas, that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting the way that different cultures do things. And so in our culture, next episode, I'll show some pictures of Marcelo in a Buddha outfit. So you guys can see the Black Buddha.
Don't y'all listen to this woman?
Yes, I will. So if you go to our older episodes, I put some pictures on there too. But yeah, so it's really interesting, the culture and the funeral homes and so yes, we will definitely.
You mind your business.
He looked pretty handsome in the Buddha outfit, right? So but yeah, that's how the funerals are done. And Marcelo being married to me actually had to experience that as well. So he didn't want his eyebrows shaved though.
Yeah, that was
but he did shave the rest of his hair.
That was a bit much, right? But yeah, so different culture. So we want to explore that in upcoming episodes. The difference in cultures and the fusion that we've experienced in the cultures. That's kind of where Blasian Soul kind of originated from. Blasian Soul Food, I'm sorry. Is that
oh my gosh, Jalea. The wedding is so amazing. The wedding is so amazing.
Ain't nothing like a black wedding.
So yes, so I would have loved to have done a cultural wedding, but we lived so far away, and so we couldn't get all that set up during that time. But our family did come to Michigan to our wedding, and we had a traditional American wedding. However, in a Lao wedding, okay, so if Marcelo was a Lao guy marrying me, a Lao person, he would have had to bring what do you call it, babe? A dowry, like jewelry or money, to ask for my hand in marriage, to ask my parents for my hand in marriage. He would have had to give them money, or he would have had to give them jewelry, right, to ask for my hand in marriage. And so now during the wedding, it's a whole entire skit. Okay, they played this song that I'll show you next episode. I'll show you the song, and I'll actually show you the actual skit of the wedding, right? So the bride and their family are at their house, inside their house. So if it's at a venue, like a traditional venue, then they'll be inside the venue, right? So either way, they're inside a door. And so the groom side of the family would then pull up in their car or whatever they are driving. They'll pull up, they'll park, and then he has an umbrella over him, and he has like his whole entire family. Nothing. He has his whole entire family behind him. So basically, like, they sing this song. There's like this whole chant, and then he has to come, and then he has to like play the skit out and actually ask for the hand in marriage to the parents, and they have to say yes or no. And then he has to basically get his feet washed. By like the flower girl per se, or, and then he gives the money to the person. And then, and then they go in and they sit around. They sit around the money tree, or the blessing tree. There are things that's made.
Was at Uncle Uno's wedding.
Yeah, we were at Uncle Uno's wedding. He had to do it. Yeah. So, but you have to then be around this thing. You have to sit on the floor, and then you have to go through the actual ceremony, and then the tying string. So it's totally different. To answer your question, Julia, a Lao wedding is totally
say this,
different than American wedding.
If she's going to show aspects of a Lao wedding, then I feel compelled
to show aspects of a black
people wedding.
Okay.
I mean, we got jumping the broom that came from
you go.
That came from slavery days.
Wow.
There is no
Did we jump the broom?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
I think I carried you over the threshold, but I don't think we jumped.
We didn't jump the broom.
Right. Which is my bad on me, but
you're bad. You didn't tell me. It was your culture.
Young.
Okay.
So also, if you don't play Always by Stevie Wonder, it ain't a black wedding.
Did we play Always?
Yes, we did. No. If y'all don't do the hustle, it ain't a black wedding.
Did we do the hustle? The Lao hustle. We did the Lao hustle.
No, I didn't do the Lao.
Okay.
My family did the hustle. Okay.
Okay.
Totally different. But those are aspects. The garter belt.
Oh, we did that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
All of these things are conducive of a black wedding. So you got to have some Stevie in there. You got to have some Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Remember when we did the garter belts? My little cousin
was looking like, what are you doing?
We have a picture of my cousin looking like he was probably about 5 at the time, and he was just like, why is he under her dress trying to get the garter belt?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
But that's what I'm talking about. Exploring the cultures, having fun with it.
Absolutely.
With the Blasian soul food thing I was talking about. So
Jalea had our Blasian soul food. Jalea, tell them about it.
We are in the process of putting together some fusion food of Lao and soul food. Mm-hmm. So my wife makes egg rolls, and they're very good. Lao spring egg rolls, very good. Anyway, I said, you know what? What would be nice is if you made it fusion. If you made some soul food in there. Because then you can eat. Soul food is so messy sometimes. You need a whole plate and all that. If you could have in a egg roll, boom, it'd be hot. And she was like, no, nobody's gonna like that. Like our peas. greens and fried chicken.
It is so fun.
In a
it's
crispy
fun.
envelope. Let me tell you something.
Oh man.
She made a pan of that and took it over to the salon that we own.
And it was my first time doing it that day. And people were like, where can I order a pan of it? And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know, we haven't gotten that far yet.
So solo, I went in the full businessman mode and we put together a whole little entree selection that we can make. So what I'm looking for now is testers.
Who wants to be a tester?
That's what we're looking for. So what we're looking for, we're going to send you it frozen instructions. Air fryer would be the best. Let me just recommend you can use the oven, but an air fryer makes it just that much more. But we're going to send out 2 or 3 entrees.
Like, who would have come up with that? We ate them all up. Yeah, you did. And then what's so funny is that the following weekend, what happened was I actually made regular egg rolls, and I think they were like, where the Asian egg rolls? Where the Blasian egg rolls at?
I was like, these are good, but where the black eyed
But where the other ones at? Yeah, where's the Blasian soul egg rolls at?
So we are, going down that line of trying to put together a short, a very small line. There's certain things that, are kind of conducive to both cultures, like spicy. Black folks love hot sauce. We love spicy.
But you don't.
No, I don't.
So maybe you're not black. So when we do the ancestry.com, he might not. You just said black people like spicy food, but you said
on the majority.
Except for
First of all, we can't get into stereotypes.
See, you did.
Next thing you be talking about is I like fried chicken and what? Oh, here's another thing.
No, that's not true. Okay, fine.
Her family, like they, and I gotta say I love her family because they I won't say cater to me, but they make sure I'm good.
They make sure you're good
when
and
I'm
fed.
somewhere. They make all the old heads, the old grandmas. They always walk up to me, give me a hug, and be like, "Ooh, you skin and bone. Come eat something. Come on and eat with me."
Oh my gosh.
So, they make this papaya salad that's spicy. So my best friend of 20 years, Marlon, he came over for it was like a birthday party or something like that. And Marlon loved spicy food. So they were making him, they treated him the same way. Come sit down, eat. You want papaya salad? How many peppers do you want? And I said, dude, half a pepper, bro. I'm for real. And he was like,
I know, I can handle more.
I know, sucker. Give me 2 peppers. And I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah. Had the man sweating at the dinner table. I mean, now this man will put hot sauce on this body, and he's sweating. Like, man, this is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So, for that, I will say that there's a lot of similarities in the Black and Asian culture. I mean, the Asian culture, from what I have witnessed or been a part of, love hip hop.
Just because you've been tied to me, and let me tell you a little bit. Because I'm tied. You're tied to my kind of Asian, like Southeast Asian.
Oh, your kind of.
No, not to stereotype, like you said, not to stereotype. But let me tell you a brief history on that, though. So not my type, but like Lao people, like people that came through my journey of coming to America, right? That aspect, right? Mm-hmm. So here's what a lot of people don't know, and the stereotype about Asians is that we're all the same, and that not to throw my girlfriend Jamaica on the spot, but one of my childhood best friends, my mom actually cooked her some pho, and she's been hooked on it since. And so once a week, we try to block schedules so we can go have some pho together for lunch. And so one day she was like saying something about the waitress, it was a Vietnamese restaurant, and she was like, Laura, don't you understand what they're saying? I said, no, they're Vietnamese. But why don't you understand? Because they're Asian. I said, because there's different language. But isn't it like Mexican and Puerto Ricans, like they kind of understand what each other is saying? I said, not at all. I said, in our Asian cultures, there's like thousands of different languages. And even within my own country in Laos, even in the villages, people speak totally different, like monk, there's monks in the village and different things like that. So she was like, oh, I learned something new. I never knew that. So I'm sure that, just because of that conversation with someone that I even grew up with, that's known me my whole life, that she even thought that, I think there's a lot of confusion or miscommunication or misinterpretation of Asian culture in general. But Southeast Asians like myself, Lao, Cambodia, Vietnamese, like we all came in the same journey, right? When the war broke out during the Vietnam War, we were basically displaced and homeless. And so we had to all came out in the same kind of journey and coming to America with basically nothing except for the clothes on our backs. And so a lot of times we were thrown into the hood, if you say, we were thrown into poor areas. We were thrown into where there was a mixed minority community and culture. So in return, it's not like, oh, you want to be Black, or oh, you want to act Black, and it's not the case. It's you are your environment. So we took on to some of the cultures and the Black cultures because we were, mixed in with the community because our parents didn't have money, and so we were basically also living in different communities. That
I think it's deeper than that, though.
Because, yeah, I'm sure it is.
I know a lot of Asian people that are hip hop heads. And on the other side, look how popular the Wu was.
Yeah.
That was a global phenomenon.
Right.
Of Black guys taking some of the aspects and culture of, when we grew up watching
Thank you.
Saturday Morning Kung Fu.
For my book comment. I'm glad you liked it. But yeah, if you want to read a little bit more, you can of my history, you can read my book, $40 and a Dream. I do go into that, but go ahead, babe.
We woke up Saturday mornings watching Kung Fu classics. So
yeah,
that evolved into kind of the Wu, and
sure.
That was a global phenomenon, not only here in America, but all over the world. So
yeah.
I do believe there is
intermix.
And plus it is said, some people might disagree, but it is said that the oldest cultures are the Black and Asian culture. And to your point, just like there are different aspects of Asian culture that people don't realize.
Yeah.
Everybody say the motherland is Africa. Africa is not a country.
Right.
Africa is a continent with many countries in there that all speak
sure.
different languages and things of that nature. So I think those aspects are similar to both of the cultures. So that's just one aspect. But don't let her fool y'all, man. She get up here and talk. She don't know
I'm
nothing
speaking
about,
for my own
she
experience.
She don't know about hip hop.
No, I personally don't because really, like, if I want to be honest with you guys, I honestly grew up in an all out everything. We were so poor. We didn't even go to the movies, go to dinner. We didn't do any of those things. It wasn't until I was probably can drive by myself that I began to see outside of what my parents had showed me. Outside of school and going home and doing just hanging out with other Laotians in the community, I didn't know anything. And except for, like my friends, like Tiffany is on here. She wants to try our egg rolls too. Like my childhood friends, learning from them growing up as well. But other than that, I didn't really, until I was maybe 13, 14, I was all wrapped around the Lao culture and the Lao everything. So when he talks about, don't you know this? Don't you know that?
I'm a hip hop head.
I'm like, I don't know, babe. I've never heard of that person or,
Baby, Karate Flicks was every man. We loved with the subtitles at the bottom. That was our
Were
thing.
You mimicking?
Oh, no
Bruce
doubt.
Lee?
Oh, you would get up with your friends and try to do. Oh, no doubt. But as Bebe can attest to, because he's a hip hop head too. I mean, that was our subculture growing up. Is hip hop. Yeah. And my wife was like, I mean, when we were dating, she'd come in my crib and I would play. That's another thing that's different. My wife doesn't like to hear a sound while she sleeps. Turn off the lights. Turn off the TV, the radio.
Dark. I like it dark.
Right. Okay, me, I'm used to listening to music as I go. Now that we got kids, I can't do that no more. But during that time that we were dating, she used to be like, why do you have the music still? Jazz at nighttime puts you in that. So it's another aspect is that music and black folks, man, it's from the dawn of time. That is just based in our soul. Is that boom bap, that
Right.
music. So
Right.
that is another aspect that's a little different, you know. So
Right.
there are similarities, there are differences.
Right.
Some of the things that we want to explore, you know, when we kind of go through our journey with you guys. We're going through a journey. We want to take you along for the ride. Is what we're doing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And be on the lookout for James Lindsay as well. The man just put out a book.
Yes. Get his book.
Yes.
It's on Amazon now.
Yes, it is. And we're going to have him on probably, I think it's either next week or the week after. I was talking to him to get him on. But young man is something to really, if you need inspiration, it is the man to do it. I mean, I'm not going to tell his story.
Yes.
But he, and I don't want to say suffers, he lives with Tourette's. But this man has come from, you know, I don't want to, for lack of a better term, same place I came up. He came from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Man went to college. He is a professional now in education, married. You know what I'm saying? It's an inspirational story as far as his book is concerned, and it just came out. So you all go and nab that book if you guys can. Yeah, that's the whole point of this, is to learn different cultures. Me and my wife has traveled a little bit. We have experienced different cultures. So we want you guys to experience.
But he won't go to mine.
I won't go to Laos?
To Thailand or Laos. Okay. Either way.
Here's my rationale for not going to Laos. Okay. And I've always said that there's two reasons, really. Okay. First, and this was joking when I used to say this when I was young, but I said any place that the government can change overnight, I'm not trying to go there. Okay. But that was in a joking manner. But really, I have traveled places where I've been to India, I've been to Egypt, you know, but it's, you have to be so cautious sometimes when you go to certain places.
Even here you do.
True, very true. Flint is a prime example of the water situation in Flint. But when I had to go to India for business, I had to manage and teach a marketing team down in India. So they told me before I left, don't drink the water. I mean, even when you brush your teeth, don't drink the water. When you take a shower, do not gargle with it and spit. Don't do any of that.
I got sick when I went there.
If you're going to drink water, make sure it's boiled. Okay, so that was my first red flag. Then when she went back to Laos and Thai, she got sick. She had to be hospitalized.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because of what she ate. Now, in that story, tell me where it makes you say, you know what? Let's go. Let's go on and go to Thailand. Let's go and go. Now, you've told me, and Noah has told me, there are places in Thailand that are just as magnificent as if you went to any other country with all the amenities that you would want. But at the same time, if I knew it was Tourette's, but I couldn't think of the first name. Toppling Tourette's on Amazon. Go grab it.
Grab that, and we'll have him on to tell you a little bit more. But just living with his condition and, you know, how he prospered from that. And Tiffany, I got you on the noodles, Tiff.
Snap a picture and show us that y'all bought that book. Yes. Believe me, I've known Bebe has been family for 20 years. And I've seen him overcome, prosper. And many of us, we can't prosper and we have no condition. So to have an additional condition, an additional obstacle, knock that out the water and keep moving, you got to give your props up to that.
Yeah.
But, you know, and once again, that's a perfect example of things that we like to highlight. You know what I'm saying? What is it like, you know, living, you know, with the extra obstacle that you're living with and, you know, things of that nature. Those are things that people want to hear. It's inspirational. It makes you get out of bed. If I can't get out of bed and ain't nothing, you know, wrong with me except probably up here. But, you know, if I, you know, get out of bed, if my man can get out of bed and he has to deal with these additional issues, you get your butt out of bed and you make it happen. So those type of situations are things that we want to highlight.
Hey, Omar.
My brother.
That is Marcelo's brother, Omar. And also my brother-in-law, you know, my brother-in-law.
You see this, Omar?
Marcelo's brother.
When you ain't around, she's always, oh, that's my bro. Oh, we gotta go see Omar. That's my brother. But now that she all out and open, she's like, oh yeah, that's your brother.
I want my brother-in-law. Yes. Also, shout out to Jalea, if she's still on here. She is one of the independent stylists that's in our beauty salon. She is the best when it comes to braids. She is booked 2 weeks out. 2 months out, you guys. She is back to back. Like, she is back to back. She does these braids that, she did mine. Like, nice. Her clients are coming after her. Also, shout out to Tiffany. Tiffany does her catering company, and she's just an overall entrepreneur. And, she does catering as well. She has her own spa as well. She does facials and all sorts of things. Just the entrepreneur, just trying to do what she can to raise her son. So, yeah.
Jalea, I want cornrows. So whenever you
we can make a wig. I have a wig girl there as well. We have a wig girl we can make, and Jalea can make your cornrows on there.
Hey,
and
she
throw
sent me
your
a video.
Wig on.
She showed me a video with like a wig of like
men can have it too.
Nah, man.
It's called a male unit. It's called a male unit. Yes, men can have hair as well. If you ever want hair back, babe. But my husband, he cut his hair off since college, and it hasn't grown back. So
hey, listen.
He hates. He tends to think the male unit term is really hilarious. So he laughs every time I say male unit.
Listen, for those that know. You know, okay.
Those that know, they know what.
Hey, don't tell her. Don't tell her. That's the funny part about it.
It's a unit.
Hey, that's
my husband has all these inside jokes on me, you guys.
That's the funny part about it.
And sometimes
like, I don't understand.
With English as my second language, I tend to not doing things and all that. So
listen, first of all, I am a stick, and this is probably crazy because in my job sometimes, my boss just got on me about this. I'm so quick trying to get out emails and stuff sometimes that I might misspell a word or something like that, which is totally outside of my realm because I'm a stickler for proper grammar and proper English. So this might come as a surprise to people, but yes.
Are you sweating because you're next to me? Oh, I know.
See what I'm saying?
Making him hot.
See what I'm saying? All this, I don't do public displays of affection. It's 40 million people watching this right now.
But we're not in a room full of like elders staring at us because they're all on the floor and we're hovering over kissing.
Anyway.
Plus Buddha was in the room too. We had Buddhists in there.
Let's get one thing straight. It wasn't like I was like, put your tongue down my throat. We were about to leave. Me and my sons, we were about to get out of there early. And I was like, all right, I'm about to go. Give me a kiss. And then she smiled at me. So then, of course, I had to up the ante at that time. But anyway, so I'm a stickler usually for proper grammar and stuff like that. And my wife, sometimes, and here's the thing, she knows more languages than me. So it ain't like I can say anything funny about it. So she's far more versed in
and I'm trying to learn Spanish this year too. So
she got 2,000.
Somebody teach me Spanish. Anyway, I do want to learn Spanish.
Yeah, you do. You like a Jamaican. You got 6 jobs. How you gonna learn Spanish? But
I can learn one word a day.
I digress.
One sentence.
But yeah, she will mess up sometimes on words, and I'll hear her like on a Zoom call for work or something, and I will fall out laughing because like I'll hear I know what she means, but then I'll also hear what she says. And it is the funniest thing.
Like a concoction.
Man.
Concoction.
Man. Dude. She was trying to say a concoction. But she kept saying like concussion. And I'm like, what is she trying to say?
Okay. So when Marcelo came home one day, my son, if you know my son, he loves basketball. So we didn't have a hoop for him.
Coach for the first 6
We
years.
had a hoop, but little tiny hoop. Also. And so he wanted to have a higher hoop. So he put chairs and like all this stuff up on top of each other to get his hoop to be higher. And when my husband came home, I said, babe, or he called, you called. I was like, Cello had a concussion over here. And he was like, he had a concussion?
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what
flipping.
happened?
I'm flipping.
And I said, like a concoction. And so he was like, what happened to him?
Hey, Mom. That's Mama Knox.
Mama Knox. Hi, Mama Knox. Mama Bev. So he was like, what happened? I said, like his basketball, he put it in like.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He put it in like. I'm trying to explain what
He
concoction
put it on top of a chair, then on top of a box, and so they jury rigged it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking concussion. I'm like, well, man, put some ice, look at his eyes, make sure that what I'm saying he can visualize you.
Concussion
like, what
from
you talking about? And I get home, I'm like, well, what do you mean a concussion? She was like, yeah, we put this together. It was a concussion. I'm like, concoction. Okay, I hear you. All right, let's keep it moving. It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, so that's some of the things that happens in our household.
Julia, sit down.
She do got 6 jobs, without a job. 11, maybe. I don't know.
I'm still counting. They say it's 7 streams of income to be, millionaires. So we're working on our 7 streams.
They do, wholeheartedly. But yeah, so that's the type of stuff that we want to highlight, make fun of, have some fun.
You also said dating. A dating bachelor, like a dating thing where so we also wanted to do, if you have any single friends, we also wanted to do like a blind date or blading. Yes, he's a baller.
First 6 years, baby, taught him, put it into him. Now he Hey
Karen, Sabaidi sis, bless you too, hope all is well.
See, Sabaidi.
Hey, whoever's single or you have single friends, we are also looking for single person to come online. We wanna one single male first to be the bachelor for one episode, and then we're going to find 3 candidates that they can interview, but they won't see the faces. Just interview, like kind of like that. What was that show before back in the days? There was like a dating show. The Newlyweds. I don't know.
No, the dating game.
The dating game. So we want to be sort of like the dating game. And if we have like business partners or sponsors, they can sponsor gifts for these couples to be able to have a nice dinner or whatnot.
If they're not in the same city.
Yeah,
what we could do is we could.
Felicia, thank you.
I got it before you did.
You did the dating game. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
But
he won't be able to handle me. Well, if you're single, just come on in. How old, Mama Sonia?
I got some partners now that's still single.
Yes.
So, and they are from that part
Love is blind.
That part of the world, that Detroit, Flint, Grand Rapids.
Wait. You could put in your qualifications. Yeah, and yes, Mama Sonia. It can be any age. We'll take all ages. So we'll do like a dating site. We'll try to find people in your own hometown, but it may not be.
Disclaimer. No, we can't. We can't filter it to that.
Can't do that. Okay.
Well,
you'll just have to. Maybe we can get some flights for them.
Yeah, you can be in England and participate. Love knows no boundaries.
Yeah, so. you could do virtual. There's a lot of people who have met that way, but speaking of, we have family members and even friends, like his friend also met a dating game. I have family members who have now they've been together for like 20 years, so we know people who have met that way, right? Just, starting off with just online. And then,
I'm sorry, I got to keep cutting this. Yes, he is a lefty, baby. Phenomenal finger roll. And you've seen the J. I posted things about the J. The boy is for real. All right. Anyway.
Look at, she's from Texas. She's in Texas.
Yeah, we
might have to travel sometime. So yeah,
I got some people down. We
got people in Texas. Remember, we are a marketing consultant, so we have people from digital marketing from all over. So we have people from all over the country. Not to guarantee that they'll be from your country if they are interested in you. They'll see your picture and they can send in their application, and we'll pick the top 3. And then we'll hopefully get somebody close to you, but it's not guaranteed.
But see, I don't think we should. I think that's the
fun of it.
Yeah, is that you don't see them, they don't see you.
Oh, so they won't see them either.
No.
So it'll be just dark and dark.
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes. Let's use our minds.
Okay.
There's a song by SWV, Use Your Heart But Not Your Mind.
Yeah, they said love is blind.
I mean, use your heart but not your eyes. I'm sorry. Use your heart but not your eyes.
Use your heart and not your
See,
eyes.
she likes R&B now because I've played R&B for the last 20 years around her. So there are certain songs
grew up like, and I remember by 13, 14, I began to be more cultured.
There is not
outside of my culture.
There is not a song that she sings from the R&B spectrum that she didn't hear from me and get it blasted into her head for years to the point where she's like, "Oh, that's my girls. They listen to
old songs,
old school R&B, 80s, 90s R&B. You know where they got that from? You know where they got that from." But I digress. Yeah, I want it to be where no one knows who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Karen said blind dates based around mutual interest and open-minded individuals.
Right.
Okay.
Now, just because you guys pair up, that doesn't mean you have to date this person. A virtual date is you get Ubered some food, he get Ubered some food. Y'all
and
sit up, have a glass
of wine together.
And y'all talk. If it don't work out, just like a real date, oh well. You know.
But we want to bring you back 3 weeks later to be like, did it work? Did it not work?
Right, but if it didn't go right, we're gonna bring y'all back one at a time. We ain't gonna bring y'all back on the same show.
Exactly.
We've had contestants that have dated in the past, or not contestants, but
she said she will fly.
We've had.
Is that a flight? I don't know. I can't see. I mean,
for love, you do what you got to do. You'll drive a couple of 100 miles. You do what you got to do.
Right.
It is what it is.
Hey, we drove a far way when we first met. I was the only one who ever went to visit you.
Here we go. Yes, but you will drive.
I drove even in the winter snowstorm. I had to drive out there to see him in Michigan.
Oh man, that's hilarious to me. But
it's hilarious that you made me
No,
drive.
is that I tried to move past that, and he was like, no. We ain't moving past that, young man. But I live in Illinois now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Michigan, the D.
Yes.
So therefore, I made a transition.
5'9" or taller.
Moved all the way to Illinois. So that should even the playing field for that.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, have some fun, do some stuff like that. We're gonna have some hip hop artists on. We're gonna have some comedians. We're gonna have some business owners, and as we're doing now, like today, we didn't have a guest. I'm like, this is just a promo. We're just gonna talk a little bit, talk about what we're gonna do as a new.
She's from the D too.
Hey, you know what? They might not be able to handle you though. I ain't gonna lie. People from the D is just different. We did what up though. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing.
They're different.
I say what up though.
Yes, they're so
and
different.
She used to be like, why do you say what up though? And everybody else say like what's happening or what up, and then what up though is indicative.
Felicia, I agree. Detroit. Okay. He is from Detroit. He's from the D.
That's just. That's
why I have gray hairs.
That's just vernacular.
And he doesn't have any hair.
You know what I'm saying?
So.
Look at all that gray. What you talking about? I wasn't gray like this when I met you. Not at all.
What up, though?
What up, though? That's exactly.
Omar, you say that too?
Exactly. That's the D. But it's just having fun. That's just, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna have some people on. I do want the testers for the Blasian Soul Food because we serious about this.
She wants to meet someone from Michigan. He got some friends for you.
Oh, I got a ton of.
He got some Ferris buddies.
I got some real ones too. They business professional. I got some real ones out there. But yeah, we want to. I'm putting some time, money, and effort into this Blasian Soul Food. So I want some people to test it. Hey, if you don't like it, it ain't for everybody. But tell us that. Tell us what you didn't like about it, so that hopefully we can make some changes to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're talking about. We got egg rolls. We got papaya chicken. We got
papaya chicken.
Yeah,
why you giving away our secrets?
You're right. Hey, this is copyrighted and trademarked already.
Hey, Dominatrix.
This is all.
Thanks for tuning in.
Copyrighted and we can show you the paperwork.
Oh dang! Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Yes. And I don't even cook, which is so crazy that they loved that egg roll.
I don't even cook. What is that?
Blasian soul egg rolls. I don't cook. My husband cooks.
She a wife of 4 kids and a husband. What do you mean you don't cook?
I know how to make some things, but yeah, yes.
But yes, I am a cook, so yes, we will be making this stuff. She can roast some egg rolls.
Thank you for tuning back in. Yes, it's been a minute. Life happened, we tuned out a little bit, but we thought we'd bring it back. 2023.
Drop it on there. What up, though? What up, though?
That's how you say it?
What up, though? What up, though?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Did I say it right?
No, not at all.
Now you got to say sabaidi.
I say sabaidi all the time.
Say sabaidi.
Sabaidi.
That means hi, how are you? When you meet a Lao person, sabaidi.
Well, I told him that. I said sabaidi is the equivalent of what up, though? Matter of fact, that should be a shirt on our apparels. But
you wore the shirt.
That says sabaidi. But what we need to do is, if you ever look at the dictionary.
Oh, what up though, and sabaidi.
Yeah, they show the noun and then they show what it means.
Yeah.
You have sabaidi, and then you have what up though. Yes.
Yep.
Like that. So.
Oh, you got a single cousin, huh? Hmm? We'll send you some egg rolls. Yeah, we're designing some shirts. It's gonna be dope. Right? Dope. That's another word. Dope. It's gonna be dope, y'all.
Hey, let me tell you something. Bebe just fell out laughing when he heard you say it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope.
Him and his babe right now laughing their heads off wherever they.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, all right. But man, we got lighting. We have microphones, boom mics. Hell, we have a whole production and branding studio.
Right.
That we're thinking about taping from there as well.
Yeah, if we have local guests, you can come in. Or if you just want to fly in, you can come to our studio and record there as well.
If you fly in for our podcast, I got your hotel accommodation because that's real. If somebody gonna fly
if she finds a man out here, she's gonna fly in.
Right, but if she
Olivia's gonna fly in.
But if she find a man out here, he gonna pay for the hotel accommodation.
That's true. You're not gonna pay. Yeah, then you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so
she's on her way. You got a Michigan fan friend. She's trying to come back home.
I told you.
She's trying to come back home. So you got to find her.
Business professional, real men. Those are my fellas. Those are my homies that I have. So yes.
They're from the D though.
Some of them.
Okay.
I mean, some of them are around that geographic location.
Okay.
So you got Flint, Pontiac, Grand Rapids.
It's too cold. They have to come to Texas. Plus, there's no state taxes and stuff in Texas, so they might want to go.
I was telling one of the directors that I work with. Mm-hmm. They are in Texas, and I was like, I'm fearful of Texas.
You're fearful?
Yeah, I was told. From a cat who is from Texas, I was told that everybody got a gun, even the babies. And
the baby?
Yes, and you better not say nothing about somebody chili or barbecue or it's on and popping. So I'm gonna stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying?
Texas. Wow.
But listen, we've hit our hour. We said we're always going to keep it to an hour.
Yes.
Because we don't want to drag
too long.
A work night. So you see how we snapped off an hour just talking about culture.
It's fun, isn't it?
Vibing with y'all. Okay, imagine that with all the bells and whistles that we have in store.
Yes.
A guest that comes on for 15, 20
minutes. To give you insights into business and shares little tips and these things to make you successful.
So it is something to tune into. Mm-hmm. Mondays, you want to chill out early anyway and go to bed. So this is that time that you start winding down. Mm-hmm. You jump on Facebook or one of the other social media platforms just to take a look. Mm-hmm. Here's something you can take a look at that is kind of closer to home that and
and come support other leaders and entrepreneurs of the communities that we'll have on the show each week. And so What else?
That's it.
Oh, and also if you do miss on a Monday, you can always catch our replays as well as the audio version of the podcast. We typically have on all of the podcast stations. So Spotify. You can also watch some of our previous podcasts as well. Some of our guests that came on previously and watch some of their stories. There's we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of the podcasts, Pandora. You can find Blasian Soul podcasts on any of the major stations as well.
First of all, she owe $1 in the cookie jar because we went over an hour, and I was closing
1 minute.
I was closing right at an hour, and she went over. She owe $1, and at the end of the year, we're gonna take this money and we're gonna donate it to charity because I have a funny feeling she don't do this quite frequently. So, first and foremost, watch this. Give me a kiss.
See, no one's watching.
Yeah, y'all see that? Y'all see that hesitation, right? That was a hesitation.
No, I can give you a kiss now. We're not in front.
There's old head. There are some of your older members in your family
they
that
might
watch
not have
this.
technology. It's the elders that talk, you know.
Babe, when we had this going strong, there were a few of your older relatives.
And that's okay. Look, my relative online right now.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
But see, he's married to an American person, so it's okay. I can kiss you in front of him. Anyways,
Joop,
joop.
And that's what I'm gonna tell him.
Joop, you guys means kiss. Joop,
now,
joop.
For Black people,
what's kiss?
Joop is a cologne that we used to wear when we were younger. Okay, we used to wear Nautica, Cool Water, and Joop. Those were the colognes that weren't too expensive, but weren't too cheap either.
Yeah.
So Joop was in that purple, kind of purplish bottle.
I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, Joop was popular. Bro said, when you come into Detroit, when we find Felicia a maid, we'll come and introduce them in Detroit.
Don't listen to her. We will be there soon, big dog. We're gonna try to get there this spring.
She remembers Joop.
Yeah, everybody, man. That guy you were dating back in the day. And
did you like the Joop smell?
Well,
I don't remember the smell.
You know what my favorite clone is? That has been
I know
my favorite
his
clone
okay.
For 22
his
years.
favorite is Odyssey.
She is so off right now. She's about to get herself in trouble. Okay, she's about to get herself in trouble. It's not Odyssey, baby. It's Obsession.
Obsession.
Oh my God.
He likes Obsession because when he worked in corporate, the women, oh, you smell so good. But it was always the older ladies that like, oh, you smell so good. So he always wore it, and I'll be like, I don't know about Obsession on you, babe.
Hey, that is a complete fabrication. Okay. I said one time I was at a trade show, and a young lady had said, and she wasn't 60 years old, but she had said, man, that cologne that you're wearing sits well on you. And that's what I've been trying to tell her is that, I don't know, is it my pH balance or what, but it's not when you spray cologne, it's when it settles on you. Okay, so Obsession settles on me well. So that's the only thing I'm trying to tell her. She been saying for 10 years, babe. And I buy other colognes.
Don't wear that.
I buy the $100 bottle cologne line, and I don't wear it. I don't like the smell. I don't like how it lays on me. Obsession. I buy a huge bottle of Obsession.
He loves the Obsession. Who likes Obsession on here? I don't know.
Anyway,
I was like,
I don't know. We got to get out of here.
But it's probably because the old ladies was liking your Obsession, so I didn't like it since.
She liked it when she met me. Okay, let's just throw that out there. She liked it when she met me. But anyway,
because you were glowing, okay? You were glowing, whatever that means.
That's a whole nother can.
That's a whole nother episode. How we met.
We won't even.
We won't even go there right now.
But anyway, guys, tune in to us next week. We're gonna get out of here. You guys have a great night, and
yes,
like I said, share us. Let people know to come and check out our show. More things to come, bigger things to come. Well, we just kind of wanted to do this introductory promo thing to let you guys know we're back, the reason why we're back, and that we want you to take this journey with us.
Absolutely. Everybody have an amazing evening.
Deuces.